In training to become a Rabbi, a classroom teacher, several years ago, I would take substitute jobs. I would go from yeshiva to yeshiva subbing with the hope to gain some classroom experience. One evening I received a phone call from a principal, and he said, "Hey, Rabbi Erps, are you available to come in tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow." Now, it would take me exactly an hour from my home to get to that yeshiva, door to door. My plan was, of course, to leave more time just in case. You never know, there could be traffic or the like. Sure enough, the next morning, as fate will have it, I left my house exactly an hour before I had to get to that yeshiva, hoping, praying, there wouldn't be any traffic and I would get there on time. I got into the Garden State Parkway heading northbound, and at a certain part in the parkway, if you're familiar with it, it splits for about 20 miles. If you go to the right, you take the local lanes, which allows you to exit the parkway as the exits come. If you go to the left side of the parkway, those are the express lanes. You only have one opportunity to get off from beginning to end. And sure enough, I said to myself, I made a quick calculation. This is simple. I need to get there on time. I'm going to take the express lane. Sure enough, I began going in the express lane, but after a few minutes, I noticed the cars began slowing down, only in the express lane, not in the local lanes. I turned on my radio, and I heard what no driver wants to hear. There was a major accident up ahead. And before long, I saw coming from the sides, the shoulders of the roads, the police cars, the ambulances. As I got closer and closer, inched my way further down the parkway, I called the principal. I said, "I'm so sorry. I'm not going to make it in time for first period. I hope to be there by second period." He understood there's nothing I can do about it. As I got closer to the scene of the accident, I noticed that they had one lane left open for the cars to go by. And I was hoping that once I passed that spot, I'd be able to pick up speed and get there as I was supposed to. But to my dismay and surprise, I was maybe 15 cars behind the area where I could squeeze by and continue driving as normal when the cops shut off that lane. And I looked to the left of me, to the southbound side, and the cops had shut off the traffic there as well. They stopped all the cars from driving. And moments later, a helicopter landed on the southbound side of the Garden State Parkway. The medics quickly got out of the helicopter. They came across the grass that divides the northbound to the southbound side of the Garden State Parkway. They put the person who had unfortunately experienced the injuries in the accident onto the stretcher, back across the grass, into the helicopter, and they lifted off. After some moments, the police once again opened up the lanes in the southbound and the northbound. Now, here I was, thinking to myself, of course, I'm going to take the express lanes, and then I'll get there on time. Now, the truth of the matter is, if I would have taken the local lanes, I would have for sure gotten there on time. The lesson I learned from that is that of course we plan, and we should plan, how we're going to get from point A to point B in our journeys in life. But ultimately, like we say in Yichavod, in davening, in Shachrit, every single day, we say, Rabot machshavot levish. Man thinks in his heart. We have thoughts, we have plans, but ultimately, atzat Hashem hitakom. Ultimately, Hashem has the master plan, and at the end, our plans may not always come out and end up the way we planned it, but don't be upset about that. Don't get down about that. Hashem's master plan is ultimately what is playing out in our lives. So you're on vacation now, and you plan on going to great places, and I hope you enjoy yourself. But remember, if things don't always work out the way they're supposed to, fear not. Hashem has a master plan. If something else happened, that's what's supposed to happen, and that's the best. Enjoy.